Hey guys, my name is Megan. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new, and thank you for being here. Today's video is the New Year's booktuber tag. I think that's what it called. That's what the tag is called. Essentially, whatever the title of this video is the title of this tag. This was created by Jessin. I will leave her video and channel down below. I absolutely adore her channel. If you like anything to do with romance, you will absolutely love her. Now, I thought this tag would be a fun thing to do because I have yet to find the time to actually sit down and kind of concretely plan what 2023 should be looking like, because there are a lot of variables in the air right now and I have been a very busy bee. But this is the perfect way to kind of start planning things out, and yeah, so we're gonna go through the questions. If you guys want to answer the questions in the comments, or if you have a video, let me know in the comments, because I would really like to see what you guys are going to be up to for 2023. So, question number 1 is, what are you most excited for 2023? Now this could be bookish or not. For me, what I'm most excited about is finally finishing my degree. In April of 2023, I will be an official social worker, so school will most likely be done for me. And I'm going to start my first full-time adult big girl job in intervention, and I'm very much looking forward to that, because as of now, I am juggling 3 classes plus a 3-day internship a week and 2 different jobs, and it is quickly becoming overwhelming. So I'm just very excited to be able to focus all of my energy doing one thing and actually having weekends and being able to read and kind of put more energy back into the book community, because I have been lacking in the past year, specifically the last 6 months of the year. I think that they've been very difficult for me, so I'm very much looking forward to that, having more time to read and time to spend with family and friends, and I guess also more time to travel and actually do fun things. So that would be my answer for question number 1. Question number 2 is, do you have a Goodreads goal, and why did you pick that number? So for me this year, I'm actually transitioning from Goodreads to Storygraph. I really enjoy the Storygraph platform. I think that it has a lot more to offer in terms of statistics and books, and I essentially entered all my library into Storygraph, so that's what I'm going to be using. I will leave a link down below if you guys want to follow me there for any reviews. I would love to be friends with you guys on there. But I think my Goodreads goal is going to be to read around 35 books. Usually I set my goal at 52, but considering the last year has been one of my worst years for reading, I don't want to pressure myself too much with everything I have going on, specifically in the first half of this year. So I think 35 is attainable. I don't want this to be something that I'm going to stress over, and obviously my hope is to read a lot more than 35 books, because there's a lot of years where I was reading around 80 books and that felt very good for me, and I would like to hit that, but again, I don't want too much pressure on myself because of everything else going on. So I feel like 35 is a great number. It's easy. I've always attained that specific goal ever since I started reading more seriously, so 35 is a balanced goal for me. The next question is actually to list 3 5-star predictions, and I actually went with things that are on my shelf, because as much as I'm usually super aware of like anticipated releases for the next year, I, again, for lack of time, have not really researched any. So 3 off of my shelf. The first one is actually Return to Us by Corinne Michaels. This is a book I got pretty recently, and the reason I'm expecting this to be a 5-star prediction is because, 1, it has the single dad trope, which I eat up like candy, and it's also a small town. This is also dual perspective, so it's hitting a lot of my buzzwords, and I've heard a lot of really great things from this author, so I really expect this to be like an out of the park favorite book of the year kind of vibe. So definitely a 5-star prediction. Then we also have Amari and the Great Game, which I know I'm a fake fan now because I still have not read Amari and the Great Game, which to me is the biggest tragedy of 2022. I'm aiming for this to be my first read of 2023. This is the sequel to Amari and the Night Brothers, which was my favorite book of 2021. And it follows Amari. This is kind of like a magic school, kind of Men in Black, Percy Jackson, Nevermore vibes. It's a lot of my favorite things combined into middle grade. And the first book ended on such a good... Was it a cliffhanger? Like the ending really intrigued me and I really wanted to read more, but I wanted to give this book the time it deserves because I don't even know if, like, hopefully there will be more books in the series, but like I don't know when. I don't even know if it's announced yet, so I wanted to make sure I give this its like awarded time. So this will be read, and if it's not a 5-star, I will probably be depressed. So let's not even entertain that possibility. And my last prediction is going to be Sunny Disposition. This is a romance book I've heard of recently, and essentially I wanted this because it's a hockey romance, I think. Yeah, it's hockey romance, and there's also, it's kind of like roommates plus hidden identity, which roommates and hidden identity, buzzwords you like instantly add to cart purchase, like yes please thank you. And it is also dual perspective, so if this doesn't hit all the things for 5 stars, like I don't know what will. Like if this is not a 5-star read, I need to question everything I know about myself as a reader, because there's nothing better to me. Well, I mean, if you would have replaced the hockey player with a rock star, that would have been... But it's still a pretty significant 5-star prediction, so hopefully all of these satisfy my reader needs and that I will be very happy about them. The next question is, what genre, subgenre, or trope do you want to read more of? And honestly, I think I would like to read more roommates romances, a single dad, and rockstar romances. Those are the things that to me really get it going. Hidden identity as well, but those are, as much as I love hidden identity, I do think sometimes it's hit or miss. But like, I want to read more of the tropes I enjoy. Like, instead of kind of reading what everybody else is into or what everybody else is suggesting, I really want to hit those tropes I really love. Like, for example, I do love enemies to lovers. Is it my favorite trope? No. So I want to diversify the tropes I read, and those are definitely ones I want to hit. I also want to continue reading romance because romance makes me incredibly happy, as well as like literary fiction in the style of like Mad Haig or those kinds of books I really love, and middle grade. Like, those are like the things I'm trying to hit, and as a reader, those like are my favorite things, so those are the things I want to keep reading, you know? Pretty self-explanatory here. The next question is to name 3 bookish goals. The first one, I think, is to read intentionally. I want to read things that spark joy. I don't have a lot of time to read, so when I read, I want to make sure I'm reading things that I actually think I'm going to enjoy, things that make me happy. I know myself pretty well as a reader, and I want to keep focusing on books that are going to spark joy and make me feel giddy and happy and just all the happy fuzzy feelings. That's what I'm looking for in my reading in 2023. I think another goal I have is to read off my shelves. As I mentioned, I recently went through my story graph and like imported all of my books, and I had so much fun doing it because it kind of reminded me what is on my bookshelf, like what do I have to read, and there's so many great books just waiting to be read. So I definitely think that reading off my shelves is something I want to keep doing. And I think I also want to make the bookish community and reading a better part of my routine. As I said, I fell off of BookTube and just reading in general for the last part of 2022, and some of it is not because of me. As I said, I've been exhausted. I was very close to burnout at the end of December, and it's not a pace that I can maintain for much longer. So once I'm done with my degree, I just want to be able to kind of shift back my focus into having a more balanced lifestyle, and that really includes everything bookish, because I started this to make friends and be part of a community, and I feel like I've let that part of booktube go, and I always wanted bookish friends, and I think that to be able to make these friends I need to be part of the community, which I have not been doing. So I just want to refocus my energy back into the things I love, which includes booktube and just reading in general. The next question is to name 3 personal goals. One obvious one is to finish my degree, and with that comes finding a full-time job within my degree, which I think is very manageable, but it's still a very big goal of mine. The second goal is actually to take better care of my mental health. I think a big part of my job as a social worker is to help people care for their mental health, and I have not been doing that for myself. I've been stretching myself very thin and taking care of a lot of people and not myself, so ideally I would like to work on that. I would possibly like to start going to therapy, because therapy is such an amazing tool to better yourself and just overall prioritize kind of my mental and physical health. And I think my last goal would actually to be going on a vacation. Like, I just want to go on one nice vacation, because I haven't been anywhere or done anything fun since 2019, and it's starting to like feel like a very long time. So ideally I would like to go somewhere hot, somewhere where I can go in the ocean and just kind of indulge and celebrate all of my accomplishments. So yeah, those are my goals. And the last question of this tag is, what would you like to leave behind in 2022? And I think what I would like to leave behind is the feeling of constantly being exhausted. I think that that has been my feeling for the last 6 months. And this feeling of exhaustion has made it so my life is very unbalanced, and I think I need to find balance in 2023, and I think I just need to kind of shift my mentality during my break between my 2 last semesters, and I just kind of need to take a breath and kind of reshift my priorities. But I just want to let that feeling go of always feeling like I'm not doing enough, like I'm not being productive enough, like I'm not doing all the things I should be doing, because I am. Like I'm working hard in every sphere of my life, and I just want to kind of leave those imposter feelings and that exhaustion that comes with it behind. So what a heavy way to finish a video. But overall, I am very much looking forward to 2023 in terms of reading, in terms of my personal life, and just a beautiful mixture of both. I want to start creating content again. I really want to try and reach out to more people in the community to make more friends. And obviously, I gotta be active. I gotta comment on people's videos. I gotta, you know, be there and be supportive of other people in order to build friendships. And I'm very much looking forward to that. So let me know in the comments below what your goals are, what you're excited to read, if there's any anticipated releases you think I would like. If you don't want to comment any of that, comment a butterfly emoji, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, happy reading.